Hey guys, my name is Priscilla Elias, and for the ones of you who follow me on Instagram also, you might have noticed I've been asking you a lot of questions almost on a daily basis over there. And you might know it or not, but the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to know what you want to learn from me. This video is a proof of that. Many of you asked me if I could talk about some tips on how to create a nice Instagram feed, and because you asked me, today I'm telling you my best tips on how to create a nice Instagram feed. Intro! Having a nice Instagram feed is like having a beautiful, organized window to your product, especially, but not only if you're a photographer. Having a good Instagram feed will draw people's attention to your work in a much more efficient way than if you just have nice photos dropped without any thoughts to your account. When people reach your Instagram account, unless they know you and they're already very interested in your work, they usually do not look at specific photos. They look at the feed. You might have great photos, but if you post them in an unorganized, sloppy way, believe me, most people will not start to follow you or look further into your work. When we access an Instagram account, we tend to look at it as an unique entire thing. And if the entire thing looks nice together, then the impression we have about that creator's work is way better. When I first started my photography account, this was one of my main difficulties, and I did a lot of research, not only to understand what I needed in order to have a beautiful Instagram feed, but also to be able to create a feed that represented me and my work. I'm sure that by the end of this video, you will have a good idea of what you need to do in order to create a nice Instagram feed, and then you just have to roll up your sleeves and work. The first tip I have for you to create a beautiful Instagram feed is define a theme and stick to it. It doesn't mean that if you're a photographer, you only need to post photos of, I don't know, your equipment. But you can take photos of you shooting and photos from your shoots, for example. Or you can only post photos from your photo shoots. Or that and something else. Depends on what you want to focus on with your business and your account. My theme is photography, cats, and chocolate. I'm a photographer, I love cats, and I'm crazy about chocolate. That is very clear from the time you access my profile, scroll my feed a bit, and read my bio. I always try to post portraits or photos from my photo shoots, cats photos, stylized chocolate photos, and photos that show me as a photographer. So equipment, me shooting something, and stuff like that. Defining your theme will not only help you to create a beautiful and unified feed, but it will be very important for your branding. That way, when people remember you or talk about you, they will say, oh, that photographer that shoots this and that, and it'll be easier for you to attract the public that has everything to do with you. Once you define your theme, the second thing you need to think about if you want to create a beautiful Instagram feed are the colors you're going to use. What are the main colors you want to always keep in your feed? Maybe you don't know that yet, and if you want to define that according to your actual photos, what you can do is to use an app called Real Colors to find out what colors you are mainly using, and from there, have you decided to create your color palette. Palette? Is that how you say it in English? Yes, it is. I'll leave a link for this app in the description in case you want to check it out. It does not mean you always have to use the exact same colors, but if you have a palette of maybe 5 or 6 main colors, you can keep that in mind when you shoot, so you will be able to maintain your feed's consistency. For my feed, for example, I always have a dark photo followed by a light one. So I use one photo with a lot of blacks, and my blacks are usually always muted with a brownish warm tone to them, followed by one with a lot of whites. I also use a lot of yellowish and orange tones to smaller areas. And then when I want to insert other colors on my feed, I gradually and slowly do it. Chris, what do you mean by adding colors gradually and slowly? I mean that you can gradually change your feed with the seasons, for example, or maybe every 12 photos. It doesn't matter as long as it's gradual and as long as there's something that keeps it together, you know? You will need to stop and think about this for a while before you get it going, and it might be a little hard until you get it all figured out and you have the photos that fit the idea. Of course, if you don't have them already. But once you get this going, it gets easier and easier as it becomes kind of natural after a while, you know? Even if you follow steps 1 and 2, if you define your theme and your color palette, you might end up feeling like your feed still does not look exactly how you wanted it to. And that's where the third tip comes in. Use Preview or another similar app to organize your feed in the best way possible. It's hard to picture how your feed is going to look like if you can't actually see it up front. So every time I take new photos that I would like to add to my feed at some point, I upload them to Preview and I organize them in an harmonic way. It helps a whole lot to create a beautiful Instagram feed, and I definitely think it is essential if you want it to stand out. Now, before I mention the final tip, if this video helps you, you know it, right? Please help me back by simply subscribing to my channel and hitting the like button. I appreciate it a bunch. And the last tip I have for you to create a nice Instagram feed is alternate items from your theme. If you shoot portraits, landscapes, and I don't know, product photos, try to kind of alternate your feed with one portrait, then one landscape, then one product photo. And of course, you don't need to have it in an exact specific order always. You can sometimes post 2 product photos in a row, or post one landscape, one product, then one landscape, and then a portrait, for example. But try to keep in mind that whoever accesses your profile needs to be able to understand your theme from the time they put their eyes on it. That is important because your feed and your photos will talk about you even before people read your description. Plus, it'll help you to create unity and therefore that professional feel you want to your feed. All of the tips I mentioned to you here today will help you not only to create an awesome Instagram feed, but will also help you to create your branding. People might not be able to tell exactly what they like about your work, but when they look at your feed, it simply looks harmonic, and not only that, it looks like you. It tells them all about you even if they don't read your bio. And creating a brand is a powerful tool for any photographer, artist, blogger, or any business who wants to stand out in the market. And I won't lie to you and tell you this is easy. Creating your branding in a nice Instagram feed takes time, effort, and focus. You need to dedicate some time to decide what you want, make some research on possible themes, colors. You will need to put up your photos together and see how they look when you put them one next to the other. You might need to take a whole bunch of new photos of whatever you have in mind. You might need to cut out some of the things you've been posting. It's a lot of work. I mean, it could be easy to have a nice Instagram feed if you only did Instagram or if you didn't intend to post on a very regular basis. But I still struggle with the balance of posting consistently and still maintaining a harmonic, beautiful, and united feed, you know? It's hard work, at least for me. It might be easier for you than it is for me though. So just go on and do it. Start it out, and in a year or two you will probably be happy you did it, because it will definitely bring your work to another level, as it is definitely going to change the way people will look at it. So that is all for today, guys. I hope you like this video, and I hope that it helps you to create a beautiful and inspiring Instagram feed. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, please do it now. I will leave a link for it in the description and up here. If you start following these tips and start improving your Instagram feed, please tag me over there and let me know you did it after you watched my video. I will be very happy to see that my content is actually helping and inspiring you to up your photo game. Also, please let me know how easy or how hard it was for you to create and keep a nice Instagram feed. I love to read and learn from your experiences too. So thank you so much for watching me, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!